What if I have to do, if I have to basically pick up the latest one? So my suggestion is was simple. Instead of this, okay, yeah, I'm replacing this line not to make you all complex. Okay, instead of this, so I'm replacing this one, okay, with this. So here, what if I do say lookup, okay, oops, then I give the D1, and I want to bring phone number, and with the subscriber key, let's say you had a attribute called subscriber key, which will filter those subscriber. So I'll say with a unique primary key, okay, subscriber key. Yeah, I'll put, okay, I'll not. So this is if I do this. So underscore, this can be a underscore also, okay. When this underscore is a personalized on the subscriber key. But if you have already marked this as a AMScript variable, so this is a subscriber key. So if I do this way, instead of this personalization, tell me which value, if I write this, hello Bablu, thank you for, what value this is. Will this pick this one, this one? So you have contact data and journey data. Now tell me which value it will pick.
It
Hmm?
will pick the new one.
So, you are leveraging a lookup and getting the latest one, not with the journey. Okay, for personalization. Understood?
Yeah, so see, to
Hello,
be
Bablu.
honest, yeah, yeah, yeah. To be honest, not that much because like where I'm getting stuck now, uh, journey data I understood it's a static data and whatever the data we are injecting into the data extension while the journey running. So
Uh,
if that is, for example, you are changing the phone number, right? How like in the journey they are going to track whether the phone number is getting changing or some other field, how it is going to like send the email
how?
to customer.
तो maybe you didn't understood what I said till now. You had a journey which you started create building it. You started building an journey and you added email activities, wait period, and blah blah blah. So your journey steps looks like this. Journey one, you have first email one, wait, and email two. Right. This is how your email journey will look like. Now, in your journey, even if you want to go deeper, yeah, when you're creating a journey, so here in the journey, the first step that you do is to add a entry source. Is that clear? This entry source is your data extension. Let's take an example. Your entry source is not a smart capture or something. And
Mhm.
if you go even deep, you'll see there is a evaluation criteria that happens at the journey level, which this says whether that particular subscriber, okay, subscriber actually entered the journey or not. If you in this data extension, there is an you can click on the data extension, okay. There will be an activity summary or something. I have
Yes.
to recall what it is.
Evaluation
Then
contact. Yeah, that option is there. Evaluation contact. So
evaluation contact, right? So that's why I'm saying there is an evaluation process. And if you in that evaluation, if you see, it will say which all subscribers basically entered the journey or not. So it at the very first instance when it's entered, right? This evaluation made the criteria, and the subscriber entered a journey at the very beginning. It is inserting into a system table. A snapshot has been captured. Like, okay, oh, Boblu's record came into the journey at the very beginning. It's get captured. Now it is now when you're building an email, okay, like this one. Say, forget about the second line, okay, forget over this line. So here till here, okay, if you have this email, let me copy this and paste it down here. Okay, if you have this email, hmm, so it is going to reference the system table, not your entry source data extension. When you are basically doing this personalization, it is not referring the entry source D actually. Okay, it is not referring the entry source D, which is basically you will have it inside the audience builder data extension. Huh. So it will not reference this entry source. It is referring the system table to be very precise.
yes, yes.
So this is what is journey data.
Yeah, till now got it.
Be- bec-
Yeah, yeah. Till now I understood.
Now that's what I was saying. Now I was digging deep. Okay, I don't know how many your understanding here is. I said Boblu had entered the phone number as 1234789. Later, he realized he had given a wrong value. So he updated this value, and now this is in this data extension DE1. This is DE1. Initially, old value was this, which is now you ISCO. even if you want to make a comparative study, so you have this system table which is hidden to us. If I have to look for Boblu's record, it will always be this. No matter what you are going to change, no matter whether you change your country, no matter you change your phone number or even your name, it is always going to remain this. This is journey data. This is still, I'm not saying this is a new one. This, I'm not still considering this as a contact data. I'll come to that as well. I don't know if I'm overwhelming you with lot of thought process, what is happening background. This is how I think. If you have an email that is written this way, this is definitely always going to reference the system table. Now, if I have to reference the latest value that has been captured, right? Even I'm saying the first number from, let's say, even I'll make this very difficult, right? So let's say Sumit. Now, phone number is the new name. Initially, I thought I gave my pet name as Bablu. Now, my official name is Sumit. Okay, don't get ridiculed, but just example. This is Sumit. Now, if I write this, it still will you will get an email saying Bablu, Bablu, Bablu. Okay, but if I have to do this, if I have to take the latest data and do the personalization, how I'm going to do this is there might be contention of people saying that lookup will process and all different blah blah blah. Let's say if I do this instead of first, if my email one, let's say this is email one. Now in email one, you have two version of the email. Okay, either you write this way. So let's take it up. Either you write, if you write this, then it is definitely going to bring the latest data and populate into the email. Okay, the rendering will be happening with the lookup. Looking at this data extension D1, I'm doing a lookup in the D1. Yeah, where it is referencing? It is referencing the system table. To make it very deep. Sorry.
So for now, like if I'm understanding correctly, like for now in my email templates everywhere, we are just using. I have never seen this subscriber or underscore subscriber key
Hmm.
used in my email template using Salesforce data extension. So in order to do this dynamic rendering and capturing the latest from the CRM side, whatever changes there are not from the systems table, I'll have to change everything. I'll have to change, like for example, you have written hello first name, so there, like instead of writing it like that, I'll
Okay.
have to write first name
Jasri,
subscriber key. Yeah.
yeah. I'll answer here. I'll answer a
Okay.
question with respect to uh, when you're using entry source as a Salesforce data extension. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
Uh-huh.
I'll also go deep dive into it. Okay.
Okay.
But
Okay. Okay.
my answer my intention here is to, if you give this answer in the interview, okay, what I'm explaining here, what is happening inside Journey Builder.
Yeah. And
Understood?
I think I've understood what you're saying, that there is a
Yeah.
systems table
This is
and the
more. Yeah.
subscriber is
This is
from
more
the
with Bablu.
subscriber attribute.
I'm
Yeah.
Jesse. I'm more concentrated with Bablu because he asked this question.
Sure,
What
sure.
is the difference between journey and contact data?
Sure, sure. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Yes,
So
thank you.
my must see if he's not satisfied, I'll go 10 times explaining this. It, it takes 1 hour, 10 hour. I don't care. But he
No,
has
no, this is a
got
good learning. Thank you for explaining. Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I got
going
it,
back again to
Sasi.
Bablu.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now
Okay.
it's clear. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay.
I'm clear now.
See, you might be tired. I'm not tired. Huh? Okay. I haven't still gone to the contact data. See, I've still keep it is empty. Huh? Now, when it comes to contact data is not the latest data. To make this contact data, you have to create an attribute group. It has nothing to do like it is getting updated and you haven't done it until you don't prepare a attribute group. Contact data doesn't come into picture in the audience builder. Okay, in the data designer audience builder, you have to go to the I don't know, data designer is specific nomenclature I have to see. And here in the data designer, what you need to do is you need to create an attribute group. Let me see the specific answer. I don't want to be criticized. In the attribute group, you prepare an attribute group, and here in the attribute group, you basically have to have the link with the contact key. Okay, the system table. There will be a system table which will be not open to you, but you have to assign this one. So there you have to make a relationship here, system, and here in the system table you have this D1, and the relationship you have to always try to add it to one mapping in the attribute group. And here, the relationship will be a contact ID or contact key has a relationship with subscriber key. This is what you have to do in your attribute group. When you're preparing attribute, you give a name, okay, and then you define the relationship and try to make it always as one to one, which is if it is possible. But this is what everybody has to try to make it one to one. The
Shashi,
mapping
what
has
if,
to be, the relationship has to be one to one.
sorry, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I have this question, and maybe this is the right time to ask. What if it is going to be one to many? Is it going to take the first record or the last record?
I'll try to see if I am able to answer this. What happens is when you make it one to many, right? So you have contact key to subscribe. So do you think contact, when you're making contact key with the subscriber key, it should be one to many
No, it should
or
not
one
be.
contact key? Hmm,
Yeah, generally it should not be one to many. But let's say
hmm.
I'm trying to connect maybe an order table where you can have multiple
I'll come,
records.
Sumit.
Yeah.
I'm taking your question. First, I'll go back to Jayshree, then I'll come to you with this attribute group. I don't want to deviate from your end, yeah, because I don't let everybody understand first because with this contact data. So in the contact data, in the audience builder, you go to the data designer, and from the data designer, you create an attribute group and you make the mapping. Once you make the mapping, then in the journey, this uh, attribute group, okay, so you said this attribute, what you say, you're running a campaign and you have a data extension, so normally people give the attribute as the same data extension, but let's say I'll consider this as a master d mapping, simple naming convention. Okay, when you create an attribute group, you can use this attribute group into your journey to define certain flows. Huh. So let's say this was your data extension that you had added into your journey, right? The journey one, when you created this entry source D1, you create, and here maybe let's say Bablu was a, let's say, new customer for this or this particular client, okay, and he purchased something, and I don't want to modify other things, but this particular attribute as a customer type. Now Bablu bought some products from this customer. Now he became a existing customer. So his attribute changes, with which actually Jesse is trying to question this. Okay, so this was a new customer. Now he became a existing customer. Now his path for the journey might change based on this attribute. If Bablu is a new one, give you a welcome email. If Bablu is an existing customer, give him some promotional email, right? Saying that you have an offer or something. When Bablu entered the journey, he entered as a new customer. And with the first email, when this email was soon and he got some interesting products and he bought, then he became a existing customer, and because of the existing customer in the sales cloud, what Jesse is asking is this attribute got changed from new, he became existing, but in the system table he is still a new customer. But I have to make a flow. Now your flow in the journey is, say I made it simple, so you had this journey one, okay, and this journey one had this one. So first email one, then you have some wait for say 5 days. How to present this properly? After 5 days also, if he doesn't do anything, then here I have a decision split. Now see, even going deep dive, decision split you have, and your decision in the decision split, what you're doing, okay. If it is a new customer, if the person is still a new customer, okay, then this decision is going to path one, which is again another email, say email two, okay, saying that we have even more exciting offers for you. But in the decision, if this is not new, now here in the decision split, you have this is a existing customer, then it goes to the part two, and you say email three, which will be like more of a offers to the existing for people. Now here in the decision split, you have two options. Either you select a journey data or you select a contact data. Here, the actual problem statement lies with journey data and contact data. So, making a decision whether the person was a new or existing. So, if I use, say, if I use journey data, okay, which is the nomenclature. So by journey data, if you go and see the attribute, so this is what is this attribute? If I call this attribute as, let's say I've given attribute saying that customer type. So this is a customer type. So if you have a make to have a decision split here, and you have to check if you are using journey data, then no matter what in this journey, okay, Bablu will always remain as new customer for this train of journey. Instead of journey, if you have used contact data, okay, for contact data, obviously, as I told, you need to have the attribute group, and you're trying to see the parameters whether Bablu is a newer one. So for now since Bablu has changed, it will be existing uh, customer. Hmm. So here, this role of journey data and contact data comes into picture, especially in the decision split or exit criteria or any other activity. Is that clear, Bablu? Now?
Yes, Sasi, now completely. I understood by this flow only. Now I can understand. Like I just
Hmm.
stuck with this different state.
Uh,
I'm
I
getting.
I have a good ability to explain. Going back to the question what Jayshree was asking, right, Jayshree? Jayshree, did you understood some of your question that you were asking, or still you have now you can ask the explicit question now.
Sure, sure. I think I understood. I think I do see, like, in the attribute group in data design,
Hmm.
I do see like my journey data as well, like the circle. I do
Hmm.
see, and maybe like I did not configure it, but maybe somebody else before me configured that.
Hmm.
So I'm assuming that through that, because we are using that one-to-one relationship, whatever changes at the CRM level gets, that latest information gets into our journey. So I'm just like
Mm,
assuming, but I'll have to
okay.
do couple
Okay.
of
Okay.
testing to
Okay.
see.
Let's clarify. Let's clarify.
Yeah.
Let's clarify this. Okay. Because I okay. Bablu, your question was is not your question. Is the way I explain. I'm sorry, but I do explain this way.
No, no. Thank you, Sasi. It helps me.
Entry source is a Salesforce uh, object. Okay. So in your journey, what you're doing is you're building a journey. I'll consider this as a journey too.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. So in the journey to your entry source is a sales Salesforce object.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now for Salesforce object, for example, I'm taking contact object.
Sure.
So you're selecting the entry source as a Salesforce object, which is a contact. Now, obviously, I don't want to go very deep into the criteria, filter criteria, and everything. Okay, you select filter criteria, you select which all attributes from the contact object you have to add it into. This is quite important. So you select first name, last name, blah blah blah, anything, hmm,
Mm-hmm.
contact, and then you take, obviously the ID is very important, which is the contact ID.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you have other things like phone number, email address, and so on. It
Mm-hmm.
has to happen. Email address has to be there, otherwise I don't, if I go deep, I don't know, my mind keeps on eating me a lot of things. So in journey settings, you have which email address to select while sending the journey, either from the entry source or either from the all accounts. Okay, contact object. So anyway, I don't want to divert here and there. So you created these attributes, and when you activate, see, first thing I'll tell you, when you activate this, okay, with this source, what happens also, I told you in this previous one, you have different, in marketing cloud, you have different studios, right? So you have email, journey, audience, contact, and all this. Now, what is happening when you're activating? I told you this is generic to everything, is whenever you create a journey builder, okay, in email studio, under the interaction tab, where I said here, yeah, inside the interaction tab, there a trigger definition will be created, and with the journey name, you will have that trigger send definition. At the same time, what also happens is, since you haven't used data extension as the entry source. You have using Salesforce object as the entry source, audience builder. Okay, inside your data extension, root folder. Okay, and the root folder or data extension will be created for you. And this data extension, if I have to remember the name of the data extension precisely, it will be something like the journey name and the timestamp when it was created. So it will give you the date, like say today is maybe there will be underscore hyphen, I don't know. Okay, so it's like hyphen or something. So this will be 2022 11 26. So this as a data extension will be created with all these attributes that you have defined here, which all you want to, all the attributes that you have defined here. It will create a data extension with this all these attributes. Keep that in mind.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Uh-huh.
Now this one, now once you activate and a record, okay, record flows into this. The record flows, what happens? It enters that data, enters into the system table. The same setting is now is flowing here. Now uh, for you, either you're using, see, either you're using this journey to something something data extension into your data design, or you have other options to do, right? So this record, yeah, the a record, how it flows. Yeah, you have this, so I have this, consider this a data extension, this is your data extension. Okay, and here same, let's say J3. Okay, and your records are there. Okay, I don't want to go into details of your record. So this is J3's record here. When it enters data that is getting inserted, right? And you have no automations or anything that is updating this because you are using Salesforce object. Hmm.
Correct. Yes, yes.
So now when it comes to the contact data, what do you have to do? Okay, so now with the question of contact data, if there is a question for contact data, how to look into this contact data, something gets updated into this contact object in Salesforce. Hmm. Is got updated. Do you think this data will be recorded into this data extension? I don't think so. Okay, it will be only those data that inserted into data into that journey, right? So for that, the other way around, how to get to the contact data is you need to have a synchronized data extension. Okay, is a very simple way to basically configure with MC Connect. So synchro with the synchronized data. Okay, and you have this Salesforce, how it is configured is Salesforce underscore. Oh, now I was able to do underscore contact, and definitely it will also give a version saying 1 or 2 or 3 depending on how many MC Connect you are using. So this will be this way.